Thank you.
Yeah, recording start. So similarly, what we'll do is, yeah. So what we'll do is we'll understand what are the activities which are involved in this particular process. I'll just write it on the whiteboard which is present on the screen, and after that, what we'll do is we'll just go through the slides. Okay. So managing stage boundary. So managing stage boundary means these are the stages, right? So if this is a project, so these are typically stages, right? Stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, stage 4, so on. So what is a stage boundary? The thing which you are seeing here is called as a stage boundary, right? So stage boundary is typically a control point where what will happen, the previous stage deliverables will be completed and new stage will get started. Okay, so let us try to understand what are the activities which are involved at this particular stage boundary. Okay, so first and the foremost thing is with for example, let us consider S1. S1 is the stage where otherwise let us consider S2. Okay, so just mark it. Yeah, so let us consider stage S2. So at S2, what are the things which we need to consider, or what are the activities which will be involved is what we are going to understand here. Okay, so activities. So first thing is at S2, when you are at S2, first thing what you have to do is you have to report that previous stage has been completed. So report stage end. That means you have to tell to the project board, because project board is directing the project, you have to tell them that you have completed the previous stage. And second thing what you need to do is you have to plan for the next stage, right? So you have to report that previous stage has been completed and you have to plan for the next stage. So whenever you are planning for the next stage, right? So obviously whenever you are planning for the next stage, your plan will be created, stage plan will be created. If stage plan is created, what will happen? Your overall project plan will also get updated. So the third step is update project plan. These are not in sequence, but I just wanted to tell you in a proper way. I mean, not in the sequence as far as Prince 2 is considered, but this is what is a logical sequence. Okay, so report stage in, that is you have to report previous stage has been completed and you have to plan for the next stage, right? And since you are planning for the next stage, what will happen? Project plan will also get updated. So when project plan is getting updated, what will happen is you have to revisit. I mean, this particular point is a place where you have to typically revisit and say that whether you have to check business case is viable or not, right? At this point of time, you have to check whether the business case what has been created is okay or not. So what you need to do is business case need to be updated. If it has to be updated, if there is any new thing which will which has to be added, then that need to be get added into the business case. Okay, otherwise it is not required, but definitely you have to visit the business case. So business case will actually tell whether you want to move forward, whether you want to stop the project there and then. Okay, and let us imagine that this particular stage didn't go well. I mean, this particular stage didn't go well. Then what you need to do is, that means it didn't go well means some of the aspect, I mean any one of the aspect or most of the aspects has breached the tolerance. That means either scope, cost, time, quality, benefits, or some of the things are, so any of the thing has breached the tolerance. In such kind of situation, you have to produce exception plan. So these are typical activities which you will be doing when a stage boundary is getting completed and you want to get into another stage. Okay, so first thing, you have to report that previous stage is completed. Second step is you have to plan for the next stage. Whenever you are planning for the next stage, obviously stage plan is getting updated. When stage plan is getting updated, you have to update the project plan, right? So when a project plan is getting updated, what you have to do is this particular thing, you have to treat it as a control point, right? You have to treat this particular uh, thing as a control point, yeah, and you have to update the business case. And finally, what you need to do is if there is any kind of exception, that is any of the aspect is breaching tolerance, then you have to produce the exception plan also. Okay, So these are typical activities which you will be doing in this particular stage.